We wake up and work and sleep and repeat this cycle again and again and again until the temper in all of us can't be held back any longer. The suburban modern corporate lifestyle, the hustle and grind for nothing more than a slightly better job, work on top of work for practically nothing. It isn't anger at people nor at corporations, but rather a resentment for the system that made us this way. This is the world that Shinya Tsukamoto has expertly crafted in Tokyo Fist, taking on an almost expressionist form of filmmaking, warping Tokyo into a hellhole of disgust, pent-up rage, and obsession, waiting to be unleashed onto a punching bag. Tokyo Fist follows the story of Suda, a businessman consumed by urban angst, living a lifestyle of soul-wrenching monotony, constrained between the imposing architectural features of Shinjuku, all bland and modular. He lives an animalistic experience, albeit a subservient one at that, akin to livestock, yet his potential bubbles within, waiting to be catalyzed by his libidinal impulses. He is unexpectedly reunited with his old friend Kojima, who prevails in the cruel temperament which Suda directly avoids.
二人はどこで出会ったんですか？
パン屋です。
パン屋。
which is formed against him by the fact that his girlfriend Heeru chooses another option and has an affair with Kojima.
俺だよ。俺今日お前と待ち合わせなんかしてないぞ。何しに来たんだよ。
Heeruさんはとても柔らかかったですよ。
After discovering that Heeru and Kojima were having an affair, Suda goes to Kojima's apartment to confront him. We see Kojima greasing himself up with, presumably, petroleum jelly. He looks up at Suda to greet him with the most menacing "hi there" look on his face. On paper it may seem silly, but as it plays out, it's supremely cathartic, especially when you take into consideration what's about to happen next.
どういうつもりだって聞いてんだよ。
Kojima knocks Suda through the wall, and he lets out a horrifying, blood-curdling scream. It's easily the most horrifying scene in the movie, and it truly sticks with you. The camera focuses of Kojima awash in an expressionistic blue light that makes him look animalistic as his body is tensed up as he screams and flexes harder than any human has ever flexed before. Having been defeated by his old friend and humiliated in front of his girlfriend, with Heeru contrastingly witnessing a threat to his authority, Suda enamors himself into the world of boxing, which leads him to clash with Kojima's upper-class lifestyle in comparison to Suda's drab 9-to-5 work life, which ties into the film's themes of class and social status. Suda's obsession with boxing is a metaphor for his struggle with his own identity and his attempts to assert his masculinity in a world that seems to leave him behind. We learn through a flashback that Suda and Kojima's best friend, a girl he went to school with, was killed. By the time they got there to save her, it was too late. They had no way to protect her. They tried to attack her killers, but they were just tossed aside like a plastic bag. The plastic bag we see Kojima boxing in the air represents the transformation that has happened, from defenselessness to power. This provides an explanation as to why Kojima resents Suda. They vowed to get revenge on their friend's killers as soon as they were released from prison, but they went their separate ways, with Suda surrendering his masculinity by embracing the life of a salaryman. When Suda walks the desolate streets of Tokyo, it triggers flashbacks of a murder, and he's filled with self-regret that he did nothing about it and just gave up. He's a cowardly, emasculated loser who beats himself up over it, right in front of Heeru, who can't stand the sight of how pathetic he has become and punches him in the face repeatedly. His life had become utterly meaningless. It especially doesn't help when Kojima shows up on his doorstep right as his father passed, causing his mental health to follow a downward spiral. Contrastingly, Heeru goes through changes both physically and mentally. She's conflicted because she has no idea who to support or follow, Suda or Kojima. She doesn't appreciate the gender stereotypes they push on her, but somewhat follows them unintentionally when leaving Suda for Kojima for the reason of strength.
話したから？ないよ。狂犬？そうよね。ライセンス持ってる人があれじゃんね。
She's presented as almost rebellious from the start of the film, when she shows a lewd advertisement she appeared in where she looks too revealing. This is the first of many times where she goes against what is expected of her. Throughout the film, she gets various tattoos and self-pierces part of her body dangerously with sharp objects, never explaining the reason why. She feels empowered in the change in the life she undergoes, while leaving Suda and physically changing her appearance to better suit what she wants, rather than what Suda wants her to look like. If you're familiar with the works of Shinya Tsukamoto, you're introduced to one of the most truly disturbed minds ever to grace the silver screen. Most mainstream films feel rather mundane and streamlined, but with Tsukamoto's films, you have no idea what you're in for. His directorial debut in particular, Tetsuo the Iron Man, is a very frantic, hectic, grimy, and outright graphic display of horror, yet it's simultaneously avant-garde and absolutely exhilarating. But Tokyo Fist is where Tsukamoto ultimately brings his style altogether. His inimitable, propulsively violent style, his earringly brilliant eye for location, his genius facility with making the city the most dominant and domineering character, his innate ability to explore themes simultaneously graspable and esoteric. It's a truly chaotic, pulsating, and versatile film. It reeks of sweat and blood. The one thing that comes faster than the punches is the pulse, both of our leads, and of the film itself. Every scene moves at the speed of a bullet, captured in kinetic handheld with flourishes of dynamic cuts. Tokyo Fist's formalistic energy is amplified by some of the main themes explored here. Anger is a key part of the film, and the three main characters are all particularly eaten alive by their own.
なんだよその言い方はよ。俺は死ぬかもしんないんだぞ。
だから私はやれともやめろとも言ってないじゃない。どっちにするんだって言ってんのよ。
There's a unique sort of gnawing, festering anger that comes as a result of not being able to change or improve your life in any material way, and this is what all of them experience. They're all entrenched and deeply unhappy, living like ants in the booming metropolis of Tokyo, and their personal relationships suffer greatly as a result. This is most evident in the final match. When Kojima performs the winning blow, the harm he presents on the fighter is mirrored onto himself, Tsuda, and Heeru. When Kojima presents his bloody face, once winning, to the crowd, they are afraid because the monster he truly is can be seen on full display. Lying on the hospital bed, the nurses can't help Suda as blood gushes from his face, nearing to his death on a hospital bed similar to that of his father. The final shot shows Suda back in his suit standing highly, implying that everything has gone back to normal, and him being shown highly tells us there's no longer a threat to his authority. Kojima may be gone, but is it real or an illusion? Additionally, Chu Ishikawa's score, which is a mix of industrial and electronic music, heightens the film's frenzied and chaotic feel, while the sound design creates a visceral and immersive experience. In essence, Tokyo Fist is a challenging and thought-provoking film that pushes the boundaries of both style and content. It's kinetic filmmaking on a level that pretty much no other film has achieved. It makes Fight Club look like mere child's play in comparison. Its unique blend of realism and surrealism, along with its intense themes and innovative use of sound, make it a standout film in the world of Japanese cinema. Tsukamoto imbues violence with such deep meaning, creating a sense of animalistic reason behind every frantic blow. Tokyo Fist is a haze of pure rage, a film in which wordless action becomes a composite for emotion stronger than any words.